So, hi again, viewers and listeners. Welcome to Beyond the Scenes. I'm sure that you have been tuning in to our interview with Christina Lawrence. Again, she is the CEO of Represent Foundation, and over the past videos, we have just spoke about Christina's journey. How she grew up, and also her journey as a teen mom. So for this part of the episode, we're gonna be talking to Christina about Represent Foundation. Why did she come up with it? What is it that she wants to do with it? And how can we help and support her along that journey too? So, Christina.
Well, I came up with the concept of the Represent Foundation out of my own experience, out of my own journey. The insecurities, the lack of confidence that may have resulted out of being a teen mom, especially with the comments, and some of them were from family members, persons that I thought would have supported me
or encouraged you.
Or they did support me to my face, but they said things behind my back. So it came out of that, and also out of my exposure to persons that would have been teen moms from the Women's Center, and social media too, because I see where persons ridicule those persons, or they have the most to say, and what I think is that a lot of them can't even walk in the shoes that are but actually it's so true, because when I see people, they say this and they say that about me, but I'm like, if you did take one step, baby,
they couldn't manage
one
it.
step, you
couldn't manage it,
right? So I want to help women who would have gone through this process and may not have had the support, because as I mentioned earlier, the greatest battle is the battle of the mind. And we are usually so hard on ourselves, harder on ourselves than we are on others, and we don't give ourselves the grace to if somebody we know would have gone through certain experiences, we can empathize and say, don't worry, so and so, it will be okay. But for us, we don't allow ourselves to, we don't treat ourselves as humans, and recognize recognize that we are susceptible to mistakes, and so I know what it's like, and I wanted to help women come out of that, because there are times, I remember when I was watching the news some years ago, when a lady, I think they were having either SOSO or some SOE or whatever it is, and the lady came on the news because they had gone with her child's father, and she's like, I didn't really want the little Lasco, him gone, what am I going to do now? And when I look at those things, I'm like, no,
women shouldn't be going
through those it pains my heart, it really pains me, because I want women to see that them are the prize. I'm not feminist or anything, but you are valued and valuable, and not because you go through certain experiences, it doesn't take away from who you are. And a lot of the times we go through experiences, and it's the part of us that we want to hide, and that's the part that God uses. That's the part that will give God the glory. That's the part that reveals our purpose, and can take us to some places where people that say, how she reached that, and that is our access card to so many opportunities, but because we hide behind that, we never experience our true purpose, we never experience our true self. And so I really wanted to help women to love themselves despite that. And if I can also help their family members to let go of whatever it is, because some of the time, especially because there are some, especially some of the family members that are not directly affected, but they have the most to say, and I want to help them to recognize that tearing down a person doesn't not add to yourself, and not add to them. So love them, support them if you can. If you can't do anything, just
don't say
just keep to yourself. Keep your comments to yourself. And so that is why I came up with that. I wanted to help women not only by just giving them food or clothes or whatever, but empowering them. So that's why I came.
So for you, the word represent means exactly
right. Representing yourself to the world after this with your battle scars proudly, you know.
Yeah, the battle scars.
Right,
proudly.
And it, as I said, it doesn't take away from you. Never allow yourself to think that you're less than because of your circumstances.
So tell us about this represent now. Where do you see it? Do you have like partners that you're partnering with, or you know, how do people come alongside and help you to fulfill this vision?
All right. We don't have any partners yet. I actually received some donations though from my little sister again. With some baby clothes that I wanted to take to the women's center for them to, and some maternity clothes for women, diapers, nipple bottles, stuff like that I wanted to make a donation to the women's center that could help those women. But I don't have any partners just yet. I'm still trying to iron out the kinks. It's something new. And I don't want to rush it and then it flop. You understand? Not
Or
I'm looking for glory.
Accurately.
Right. I don't want it to be that it's not done the way God wanted it to be. Right. So I'm just taking my time and just trying to understand what a foundation requires. Understand the what I would say now. The niche or the persons that I want,
that you
to
want to focus
help
on.
Because I don't want to just go out there and see this here, see that there. And you know, it's not done in a way that even they would be accepting of or appreciative of. I want to find a way to nicely do it and nicely ease them into the process. Right. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But if there's anyone that's interested in partnering with me, you can contact me at 818-0632 and we can discuss it from there.
And are you on social media? Because you know everybody's into social media nowadays.
I'm on social media. It's the handle for it on Instagram is Represent Foundation JA. So you can find me there. I'm currently trying to work on a website.
Wow.
So that's under construction, but as soon as the details for that is made available, I will put it on the social media as well, and you can access it from there.
Christina, when one looks at your journey and like you said, people said, I wish I did this. So she's supposed to be a teen mom for the rest of her life. She's supposed to be shamed for the rest of her life. She's supposed to beg on the roadside. Her daughter not supposed to come to nothing for the rest of her life.
People will say every day I see I go to school. Every time I see I go to school, what's up? You know, and I'm like, it's just what God wants from me. And if I don't equip myself with the relevant skills and knowledge, then I'm going to embarrass God. I'm going to shame God because I'm going to go out there and sound like an idiot. You know, not, you know, and I don't want to be the one to embarrass God that way. And if Him said this is the journey, this is the journey. It might take a little bit longer than others.
And that's your journey.
Right.
That's your journey.
This is my journey. So I am just trying to manage it all, and I'm just trusting God. As I said, it's not easy. It's not easy because even going to school now, fees are rough.
But you have been through it before, right?
You've
been there before. You're prepared for it.
Right, all of the things that I've gone through. God, I think it's just preparation for the next step. And sometimes I find that a lot of these people, when they criticize, you know, it's something deep inside of them that really wants the help, their admiration. They really. So how you do it, Christina? But it's like our society and our culture doesn't show us how to encourage people, how to, you know, put yourself, you know, to the back burner to push somebody else, and then somebody else pushes you, and we become a society that pushes each other. So it's really a cry for help. Why? Oh, should we God? Oh shit, no man. Then my mother not do that for me. Then, but when they say you guys school too much, you understand? So it's a cry for help, and the fact that God even brought you through that journey, He makes you able to identify that. And guess what? Now we can talk about
your masters, because that also plays a huge role
Right.
within the foundation too. So tell us about, remind us again, the masters and why you do it, what you really want to do with it in the future.
Right, but before I answer that though, as you were mentioning earlier, as people's cry for help, I remember a close family member of mine. She had a lot of comments, and she now has her child.
Wow.
And everything. Christina, what are you doing? Come.
How you do it?
I remember she was going to. She wanted to take her daughter to the nursery, but she didn't want to go to that nursery. She wanted to change the child, but she would. Can you please follow me, because I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. You are more, and you know this field. You're in this field better. You know what to do. You know what to say. And not to go there and not to you know. And so even at the end of the day, as I say, they may have said, and I don't, the truth is, I don't hold it against them. I don't hold it against them. At first I was like, they chat too much. But at the end of the day, we are all at different places in our lives.
Yes, we're all developing.
Right, what we might view things differently. We may be able to appreciate different things or on a different level. So I'm not upset anymore. I mean, that's where you were, that's where your thought processes are. And one day, hopefully, you'll mature, you know,
can
mentally,
guide someone else.
Right, but at that time, no, I'm good. And if I can help, I'm there. But in terms of my master's, as I said, I'm doing a Master of Science in Counseling and Consulting Psychology. And as I said, I want to empower women. I don't want to just say, all right, you're a teen mom, you're going to need diapers, you're going to need formula, still in here. Because at the end of the day, it's still feeding. I'm feeding you in terms of physically, but then mentally, emotionally, you're still in the same place.
You from going back and doing the same mistake.
Right, you're in the same place. It's like your belly full, but you're stuck. Right, so I want to help you to come out of that cycle. So I thought that this would help me in terms of how to speak to them, how to reach them, get an understanding of what it was that led them to that circumstance, and help them to overcome it. Because what a lot of us don't realize, you know, is that children, especially who become sexually active, is usually an indication or a yearning for love. And we don't get it at home. So we seek it elsewhere.
And you have the predators who are
waiting. And also, it's not necessarily that you don't get the attention, but it's the kind of attention. Your mother, you're worthless like your papa, you're this, and that, and you know.
So the words that psychologically that keeps in that place.
Right, so all of those things can be stemming from your childhood, and you're probably, you didn't recognize it, you know. Because if we're being honest also, that kind of abuse, it is abuse, you know, well, and we consider it discipline, but it's really abuse. That kind of abuse is seen as a norm in our society, and I did a little video on my Instagram recently where I was going to pick up my daughter from school one day, and I was listening to a radio program on TBC. And they were talking about God being the umbrella to protect us from sin, and the sin is the rain. And I remember driving along to pick her up, and it started drizzling. And while it was drizzling, the school ended and the students were walking home. But when I was passing the students, everybody, even adults, everybody had a broken umbrella. Every umbrella. I did not see a person with a whole umbrella. Everybody either something.
Because they weren't prepared for the rain.
Right. And I remember saying, I said, God, what kind of something is? And then I caught myself and I said, well, Chris, you don't know the people them circumstances. Maybe their parents, they just have the money for buy the uniform on the book, and the umbrella had to wait. But then I recognized that I thought about it. I was driving and I was thinking about it, and then I say, we are all walking around broken in one way or the other.
Everybody
have a little
rich
something.
or poor.
Everybody have a little something going on, and we don't. Some of us don't even recognize it. Because, as you said, rich or poor, you have some persons who hide behind the money. They hide behind this.
Some people love
status.
through money, so that they give the child everything,
Right.
like financially. But at the end of the day, there's something inside of that child that
Even as
yearns
adults
for
now,
love.
right? We're president of this, and we're CEO, and we're a manager.
Broken
So, but we
presidents.
feel so whole. But in
Yeah.
truth, if we take away that title, if we take away the money,
You're lost.
we're lost.
Yeah, you're lost.
you know. And so it really struck me, and I'm like, God, how can I help? How can
Society.
I help?
Yeah.
Because I don't like to. These things, as I say, it really hurt me, especially women. Me not like the women take themselves to an idiot.
Yeah.
Me not like it. I don't like it. And I would have put myself in situations where we call them yammed or whatever we call them these days.
Dunks back.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
I would have gone through those things,
Yeah.
and as I said, it's not easy to overcome it. And if you don't, and I'm saying it now, but these are things that I still try to figure out, because I said the mind is a battlefield, you know.
To maneuver.
Yeah, the mind. And there are times when thoughts come to me, and I'm like,
of course. Once you're alive, they're gonna come.
You're good, you know. So I want to be able to prepare these women, give them little skills. Alright, if this come back up, alright, you say you're healed, but sometimes things trigger us. Sometimes things remind us of something. Somebody said something, and you say, and you would have reminded you of something that happened back in the childhood or whatever. But how do we come out of that so that we don't go back down into that whirlpool of that, emotions and stuff like that? So that's really, really why I wanted to do the course. And I'm glad to, because we didn't need some counseling.
It's like you're learning through it, right?
And you have to do counseling to graduate. So I am helping myself while I help others. One
of the things I like though, Christina, is the fact that you are also doing the consulting part of it. Because I remember when I spoke of your daughter, going to school, and the bursar is like, but no, you can't afford the money, come out of the school, you're poor. It's like having that part of it, because sometimes you may approach either public or private sector, you want to do some stuff, but if they don't see you with accreditations or whatever behind the name, so they would probably get an expert from overseas. But you have your local people who have walked through the struggle, the fact that you are getting that accreditation, like it also opens other doors. And I appreciate the fact too that you said that the foundation, you are walking into it little by little, so that you do the best thing, or apply the best design that God has given you for that. So it has been great, these past interviews with you. We're glad that we're now live. People can see who Christina is. I think your story was done maybe 6 months ago or something like that via audio. So grateful that you have decided to step forward in a bid to help women.
I'm still shy, guys. I'm still shy.
You and I both are shy, right? Yeah, you're still shy, but you're coming.
Yeah, I am stepping up, because I remember I said, God, anything I make me do, back of the wall, nobody knows to see me. I don't want to be seen, because even now when I do things, I say, Mommy, alright, I would say somebody, Mommy, you go do it. Me get the something there, but you go you show your face. Me, they don't even have to know that I was involved. Oh, wow. But I'm seeing where God is saying, no,
you deserve to step forward. Yes.
So I'm trying.
And on that note, it's like, while we were talking, this thing kept on coming to me, but it wasn't until you said what you just said that it triggered. One of my favorite tester passage in the Bible is Psalm 105, 17 to 19, and it speaks about Joseph. And it said that God's promise to Joseph purged his character until it was time for his dreams to come through. And God gave Joseph a dream when he was a little child. He didn't even understand what bowing down and corns and whatever meant. And I'm thinking of Jacob, his dad, as a overprotective dad, and he had the dreams and visions for his son, and maybe that dream and vision was for Joseph to be the bestest farmer in the land or the bestest shepherd. But God said, no, send Joseph down to Egypt because you know what? I'm going to elevate him to a place where he can come up with an economic system that he had to help.
And the journey.
So God fling him in the pit.
Exactly.
Because the father would have, protect him like his son. And I mean, you would have seen somebody being flung into a pit as like the most wickedest, evilest thing on the planet. But God said, no, Joseph, your destiny now, Christina, your destiny. If you go about it your own way, you're not going to do what I want. So, go and get pregnant. Walk through the journey here. Walk with tear up shoes. You don't have no lunch. So and so. Just Christina, just do what I tell you. You're going to get a better job. You can go buy a car. Your daughter will go to school. The school fee. But I'm going to send the school fee. I'm going to send the parents for help. I'm going to send family support. Alright, Christina, here we know. You think me done with you? No. Here we know. Masters now. You know why, Christina? I have a foundation and I want you to open for help you. So it's like when you stand like in the midst of it and you look at the different parts of life, one of the important things is just to listen to God. Listen to the voice of God because He designed you and He know what path you're gonna take to become the you that He created. So that's one of the most amazing things is just listening to the voice of God for your life, and
that's true.
And you have been doing that.
I have. And as you said about Joseph, Joseph became, what did he do?
Governor
of Egypt. And to become governor, his brothers had to sell him. He had to go to prison. He had to go through so many things to become governor. And at the end of the day, it was his brothers and his family that benefited from his position.
And not only them, the entire world, because the whole place had a famine. The whole place had a famine.
Right.
So you're going through something, but just look at it as though this is just a small part of sacrifice that you have to make for the bigger plan that God has for your life.
Just trust the process. It's not easy.
Trust the process.
Sometimes I say, God, I wait there on the life, brother.
God, you again?
What do God? But you just have to trust him. At the end of the day, He knows best.
Yes.
And there are times when
Father knows best.
And we don't always agree, we don't always like the journey. Sometimes the journey is rough.
Or somebody's journey look easier than yours. Why am I have to go through this?
I have Father God way left on But at the end of the day, just trust him because whatever He gives you and whatever experiences He would have placed you in, that's exactly what you need along the journey.
Well, Christina, it has been so great. Girl, I'm glad that we had this interview, and I'm sure that it will encourage other persons. What we want you to do is, once you have watched it, just pass it on to somebody else, just as our Christina's sister, help, and everybody came along to support, because we all need encouragement in this time. It may not be that you're a teen mom, it could be that you're struggling with different things in your life, but hearing a success and overcoming story from somebody as small as Christina, it's not no big limelight thing. Sometimes we wait until somebody gets there to listen to that person, but we're saying, listen to other people, ordinary people who have gone through some struggle. Thanks again for listening, for watching. Again, like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to listen to the audios, you can find that on our audio platform, on any podcast platform, on Amazon Music, Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts as well, Google Podcasts. And we have links below to our merch if you want to get some of our Beyond Lifestyle merch. And just join the community support, and let us continue to encourage each other. Again, Christina, thank you so much for coming, and all the best with your foundation, all the best with your family. More power to you, girl.
Thank you.